Okay, guys, so wanted to get into BitcoinPoW Fuel. We're gonna open up, well, I wouldn't say we're gonna open it up because I'd have to make the whole download on this computer. There's a few things I got to talk about with BitcoinPoW Fuel. It's incredibly useful, guys. Here's the thing about it. We can't know the creator outright. I'm very bullish on him. I like him. I talk to him. We've had different people try to rent server hosting type services for miners, time into consistently checking into a faucet, while the new guys are going to be all over it. So I think it's a great thing. I will continue to use this. I will continue to benefit from it, and I will continue to help support it. However, I would recommend that you host a single wallet or two on an alternate computer. I would not put this on a computer that you use regularly for any sort of financial type stuff besides sending transactions. I think you should probably buy like a $350 computer and get this thing set up on it. Or if you have an old computer that's got decent performance, you extract all the data from it that you want, all your files, your pictures, your music, your documents, and then you factory reset that computer and you put this on it. Then you're going to go to my tutorial on how to back up your wallets. You're going to create a couple new wallets. They're going to be like source wallets that you use to send your BitcoinPoW transactions to your mining hardware. I would never recommend downloading this on a computer that you have sensitive files on. I would never recommend downloading this on a computer that you're mining from, that you're storing BitcoinPoW on, that you're storing any cryptocurrency on, because we just don't know the guy yet. He's in a bind because there's reasons why the code is not open source. I've talked to him about it. I completely respect it. And in fact, I wish that I could get that pulled up right now. He basically went to say people can steal his concept. It'll repurpose the fees. Not only that, but people can basically manipulate the code and turn it into something malicious, provide a secondary generic service that's very similar, and put malware in it. There's a lot of different software that is not open source that's very well known and adopted. Because this is not a large brand, it's going to struggle greatly in getting adoption because of the issue of it not being open source. But I completely respect where the guy's coming from, and I tread with caution. That's why I'm saying, hold on a sec. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Just had some family calling me over. Anyway, I would say, all things considered, to summarize the whole situation, just get a cheap computer that you don't use, factory reset it or get a new one. If you're serious about mining, you have a $300 computer specifically purposed for sending transactions because it's going to allow you not to get your files mixed up. You're not going to TX zap the wrong wallet. You're not going to start sending transactions from the wrong wallet and reversing your transactions or your UTXOs. There's a lot of reasons why I highly recommend getting a different computer to start sending from, especially if you download this. It's just my advice. It's just precaution. Now, on the positive side, that faucet that he wants to create, as well as the BitcoinPoW bot, are extremely useful. Probably some of the best innovations within the project besides the coin itself. I'm really, really happy that this guy is here. So I want to take a moment to appreciate him. I'm not here to assume that he has any malicious intent. He seems to like the concept of BitcoinPoW and he really wants to run with it and help build on it. Very similarly to me, but only he has a completely different skill set. So the two of us together really appreciate and respect each other. That's why I want to really emphasize that I like the guy. If you're in a tight spot and you can't get a new computer to download BitcoinPoW Fuel on, I still wouldn't recommend doing it, but I would tell you the guy's not just some random dude that doesn't give a crap. He really seems to be doing the right thing. I really like my general impression of the guy. So if you want to make a decision based on that and take on extra risk, be my guest, but if you lose your coins, I can't be responsible. So you just never know when people can change, you know, and that's all I'm gonna say. I really, really like the guy, but that's it, you know. So I have a little bit of a dilemma because if you saw my last few videos of my mining setup, I have a few small PC boards for the entire setup. I probably spent about $300 for each one. Um, I'm gonna repurpose one of those small computers instead of my $150, $200 netbook type computers. They're not netbooks, but they're very cheap, very dingy little pieces of crap basically for anything like this. You wouldn't want to use a computer under $300 in value. Um, However, I'm going to build those this weekend and I'm going to try to make the tutorial this weekend as well. But I have a few personal things going on and I'm going to try to get the computer built so I can install my screen recording software on it and I can install BitcoinPoW Fuel in real time on camera. I'm going to troubleshoot the whole setup process with you guys live. Not maybe not live, but I'm gonna record it and post it. It's gonna be my first attempt, and I'm probably not gonna want to do it a second time. So you're just gonna see it all in motion, you know. Um, that's all I gotta say. So I wanted to introduce this. I wanted to let you guys know it can produce a handful of transactions if you have the coins to spend. It definitely automates the process, and you don't need to know a ton of coding. Uh, Type information. It's pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of setup involved, but once you have it done, it's very nice. Um, so Sullivan, uh, Fuller Slab, I really appreciate you. I'm really glad you're here. If anybody hasn't checked out the Bitcoin POW bot, I'm going to include it in the description below if I remember to put it. You should really check it out. It's really helpful too. He's already got kind of a beta release of the faucet with a smaller volume of transactions, and I've been testing it and I really like it too. So I don't want this video to get too long, but I wanted to basically mention that if you want to jump the gun and try to get ahead on this thing, you're going to go to BitcoinPoW Fuel. Oh, github.com/fuller/BitcoinPoW Fuel. That'll take you right here. And there's some directions here. They're going to help. I think there's another version being released for the tutorial. However, this is a good start if you're decent with learning. It'll show you kind of how to set up the basics. I'll kind of walk you through it and make it a little more dummy proof though. So look at that. Oh my God, it's right here. How to mine Bitcoin POW, Windows. So this is what I recommend because I use Windows, of course, as you can tell. Here's the guide, and that's it. So I don't know. I think there's a little more to it for the average person. I don't think that's thorough enough, in my opinion, but that's what I'm here for. And to Sullivan's defense, he spent about 2.5 hours walking me through it because I had many questions as a new kind of lower level, beginner level operator of computers. I had a lot of questions that were redundant and not typical for people to ask who know a lot about this stuff. So basically, what I'm saying is that I'm going to dumb it down to that level so that even more people can kind of use it. I think this thing's going to take off. I think it's going to have a lot of adoption. It's going to basically finance the faucet, and the community as a whole is going to benefit from that because we're going to decentralize the network from the major whales. I think they've got enough supply. They have enough of an advantage. We need to offset that somehow. And if you're willing to do what I mentioned in terms of precautionary measures, I completely recommend giving this a shot with a small amount of coins at a time. It's definitely a really great way to get started in this project. So with that said, I'll try to release the tutorial maybe in the next few days. It might have to be next week because I have to build the computer to host it on first. The computer that I'm currently running it from is extremely slow. It lags out a lot. I can't screen record very well from it, and it takes a very long time to get through each step. So I need a more powerful machine to record this tutorial, but I also, on all my other computers, I'm mining. So I don't want to install it on there. I'm sorry. And I know it sucks, but if you ask some other people that know how to run it, who have a little spare time, they may be able to help. I wouldn't recommend messaging the creator of this BitcoinPoW Fuel. You can message me, but I'm probably not gonna get back to you until I make the video because there's just too many people coming to me with those kind of questions, and it takes too long to teach somebody how to set this up. So I'm gonna make the video. It's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, be sure that when you download, you're downloading BitcoinPoW 0.3.12.8. So let's see. We'll look into this. We'll show you how to install it. Here's the download for it. There's the releases. Here's the 0.3.12.8. So I would download this, and there's a few things you need to do before you're going to be able to download it because it's new software. It has to do with mining in its own way. It's running its own script. It gets flagged as a virus. You have to turn your antivirus services off. This is another reason why I do not recommend putting this on a computer that is used for personal affairs. You need to get a designated computer for this, in my opinion. So, guys, give it your best. And if you want, start budgeting for those computers if you're so inclined to get a hold of this bot. If you already have a spare computer sitting around, that's even better. Extract the data, factory reset it, and you're good to go. So as soon as the tutorial's out, you can follow along and get started. So this has been a longer video than I expected. This really, really is going to change the game. It deserves an introduction. So that was it, guys. Thank you.